Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn about Microsoft Entra ID creation. So this is going to be purely into the demo and let's first understand what type of user accounts we have. So when you try to create with the Microsoft Entra tenant, within that tenant, you can have multiple, that's 4 different type of accounts can be created. So we had a looked on a couple of them in the past, but let's try to understand why we need an account. So account required for authentication to access some kind of application or resources. So when you're trying to grant the access, you need to justify or you need to understand whether we wanted to give the full right or is this user belongs to internal or an external user, right? So we would look into all these parameters and based on that, we can come to a conclusion for 4 different type of user accounts. Starting with internal member is nothing but most likely your full-time employees within your organization, and internal guest is also accounts from your tenant but have the guest level privileges. So it's possible they were created within your tenant just prior to your B2B collaboration. So that could be one of the possible. And external member. So these are the external members are the users authenticating using external account. So meaning they have member access to your tenant. These type of users are common in multi-tenant organization. Let's say you might have one tenant or more than one tenant. In that situation, you might have the users might be treated as an external member. And the last one, which we frequently use, is the external guest. So external guest is the really true guest account of your tenant who authenticate using an external method. So it's not from your tenant. The account, when they receive, they would get a link and the permissions, all of that would be granted by us, but the account password would be set by external users on themselves. That's the guest level privileges. So that being said, let's actually look into Microsoft Enter portal to create a test account. You can create Microsoft Entra ID from Enter Admin Center by entering enter.microsoft.com, or you could even visit admin.microsoft.com and navigate to users. From here also you could create the user accounts. So in our case, we would be now going to entra.microsoft.com and then click on identity. So within this identity section, you have all user accounts. So this is where it will list all the user accounts. Now, if you want to create any account, you have to just click on new users and create a new user. Or you could, invite as the external user to collaborate within your tenant. So in our case, we are trying to create a new user account. Click on here. And we just have to fill all these details which are common, starting with the UPN. A UPN stands here, user principal name. That's a name of the user and followed by a domain name. So if the domain is not verified, it will not be listed here. So in my case, I have already verified my domain name. You could, check out a section which talks about Microsoft Entra ID user experience, a section within this course that has how to verify your custom domain name. And once you verify that, it will be listed here. And once it is listed, you can fill this UPN name. And then let's say you need to have a mail nickname is it different. For example, instead of Chris, I wanted to have as a Christopher or Chris Bell example. So I can simply give here. So this way, it would be resolving in the gal with Chris Bell name. And the display name, all these details are just the normal details that you need to fill it. Here for the password, you can look at the password what it is setting, or you could set a password with the by taking out the auto generated, or you could use the auto generated password. Once you have configured this, do you want to enable the account or not? Can be selected with the simple checkbox, followed by the properties. This is where you have to fill the basic identity details. So let me fill quickly for you. As you can see here, I filled first name, last name, user type. So when we talk about the user type, whether the user is a member or a guest. So it all depends on what type of account you're trying to create. So in my case, I wanted to create as a member and also authorization info with a certificate for the user IDs also can be granted here. And job information like job title, company name. So in my case, the company name and department, for example, employee ID, employee type, and the hire date, office location. And you could even add the manager and contact information of the user, location where he's located. And the most important point would be the user's location. Make sure that you might get the similar issues. You must have to, whether these all are not mandatory, right? But at least you need to choose the user's location. This must be selected where the user metadata to be stored because this is required for the complaints purpose. Without this, you cannot assign a license. So make sure that you have to follow this step, at least the user's location to be configured properly. And just in case if the user is a minor, you could, fill the parental control based on the age and consent required. And the assignments. So when we talk about the assignments, user can be part of one or more groups to perform additional activities. Let's say if the user wants to part of all company group that we have created in the past example, we did not talk about the groups yet, but let's say there is a group which consists of all user accounts within that company, and then we can add that account when the user can be part of that group. And this is the groups that we create. And when we talk about a role is different from a group. Roles are by default created roles. There are multiple roles are available. Let's say if the user is a global admin, meaning he can manage everything within the Microsoft Entra and Microsoft services that uses the Entra identities. This is a global admin. Let's say there is a user, we just want to grant him for the password reset or maybe user account creation, deletion. Maybe in that case, that's a security specific activities that he's performing. So we can grant here, create and manage security operator role or security administrator. So based on the role, we can configure the required roles for the user. So you could simply go through the role name, and here it has self-explanatory description is already provided by Microsoft. And these roles keep on adding additional roles. You could also custom create these roles. We have a dedicated lecture on this topic about the RBAC or role-based access control management, and we could discuss there. And lastly, we could review and create, and just review all this information that we have filled so far and click on create. That would create. Once we have created, in a couple of minutes, the account will be listed here. Let's quickly refresh the page. Now the account we are able to see here. And if I just click on this account, I could see here all these details, and even I could edit the properties just in case if I want to modify something additional details. For example, here I want to modify the mobile phone number or business phone number. Simply click on this edit information and fill the required information that you want to modify and click on save. That information will be automatically updated in a couple of minutes. And now, next thing would be whatever the changes that we have performed will be visible with respect to this account under audit logs. So you see here, all the changes that we have performed will be available here. And in case if the user is logged in, all the sign in login information will be visible here. And coming back to the roles that we have discussed a couple of minutes back, like if any additional roles has been granted, like application administrator who can create and register applications in Microsoft Entra, then this is the role that we would grant it. So such roles will be visible here under assigned roles. When we talk about the administrative units, this is not exactly a replacement for your OU structure, but it will represent a similar to your on-premises OU structure where administrative units are a kind of segregation where you could easily move the objects similar to, I mean, when you assign to a administrative unit, you can easily group them to find out where the user is belongs to. And additional one would be the groups. This is where you could add a user to make a member of a group, or we could even remove from a group membership. It all depends on what actions you're going to perform. And when we talk about the licenses, licenses can be assigned from a licenses tab here. You can assign licenses. This will list all the licenses that you have currently. For example, I want to assign for this user emailing license. So I can simply select. Now all these are the licenses that are available, like SharePoint 1 license. Also, we can assign multiple licenses by taking these checkboxes and click on save. This would save the licensing information. The recommended process would be always assign licenses, not individually. Instead, assign from a group. So you create a group and assign licenses to that group and make the users to be part of that group. So the group can be a dynamic group that would automatically make all these users. For example, if you remember, we have created based on the location, in this case, or a business unit based. Like all the department IT needs to have maybe dynamic CRM specific licenses. In that case, I could create a dynamic a group that will automatically add the users if a department is matching to this criteria, and then I would assign licenses to that group. So we would be demonstrating that in the couple of minutes, but for now understand the recommended method would be always assign licenses based on a groups, not as a individual users, because ongoing it would be difficult for you to manage. And finally, if a user is registered any of the device, or he logs in and then the device is added to Microsoft Entra, and then it would be listed here. We would be looking into that in a couple of minutes. For now, these are the couple of options that we can learn within this short lecture, and we would expand this ongoing. Thank you for watching this. I'll catch you in the next lecture.